Live and bingo, we're on. You know, Suki, when it says we're live, we're live.
You're so good at it now,
I'm
and
good at it. Yeah, I got this.
in so many different ways.
I got this
It's had a
down.
good day today for me, really. You know,
Why? What'd you do today?
I didn't do much. I didn't do much except take calls, and
You took calls. You took meetings.
it was Scotty. What I tell you, and I'm sorry, I'm like trying to figure out my makeup right now. It looks like a little crazy.
Yeah, you gotta do something over there, Suk. You better fix that makeup.
Looks crazy.
I haven't shaved in a couple days.
You haven't shaved?
Nah.
Have
By the
you
way,
ever? I don't know why I didn't sleep well the last 2 days. I don't know. Maybe everything is getting to me.
well, first of all, after I share this, I need a little recap of last night's action. Who hooked up with who
It was
did
a lot of
what.
fun. Actually, I was recapping with my husband till like 3 o'clock in the morning about the show.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun. Oh, everyone's already signed on. Look at Pat Bridges. Look at Beverly, Gloria, Jennifer, Marie Stoddard. Hello, Suki, Scott, Bill Slattery. Good morning. Good evening. Debbie, Mary Day, Nell, Jennifer Stoddard. Sleep escapes me. I felt like sleep escaped me. Look at me. I'm a mess. I started my makeup and then I stopped.
Suki, I don't want to bore you with details of my, painting decks and power washing.
Yeah, I know. We left
triple.
on the power washing. Did you finish it over the weekend?
Everything is almost done. I'm more interested in week 2, Finding Love Live.
Me too.
Who hooked up? What's going on? Who got hooked up? Was there sex on the show last night? Did it happen live?
There was a lot of connections being made, I will say. I don't know if people are fans of 90 Day Fiance, before the 90 days, after, all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, this guy Jesse, who was dating Darcy, who broke up with Darcy, and he was kind of rude, and there are a lot of people. He's a very polarizing character.
Go ahead.
Franchise, but anyway, he came back to Find Love Live, and he did. The interesting thing about the show last night is that we had sort of one of the people who called in at the top of the show make it and play, and make it and participate in the show.
Right.
So it was really kind of exciting, and won. And she actually won the date.
She won the date.
This girl named Haya. So it was really a lot of fun. Then there was beautiful Sarah, who is a home organizer. Like, she'll come to your house, organize whatever.
Yeah.
And she just couldn't organize her own personal life. She ended up picking out this really guy from Strong Island, his name Matthew, and they hooked up. But she felt like she was cheated. She was like, she hashtagged me and tweeted. And she was like, Suki, you cheated me. Sarah got cheated. Because you don't have time on a live show, Scotty. It gets compressed on the back end, what people don't understand. And, because Jesse is who he is, well, Jesse got a lot of time. So that was that.
I saw.
The vibe was good. It was cool. I felt like I was chill. I felt like it was really like getting into its rhythm. It was very organic.
Suki, will there ever be any fornication on the show?
No.
Anything.
No, I told you this is it's like speed dating. It's the only way to explain it. Where you see somebody on a profile, or you go to a bar, or have you ever been on a speed date situation?
No.
Has anybody out there been on a speed date situation?
I was on a speed massage once, but not a dating situation.
I went on a speed date situation on the Lower East Side once. I'll never forget. My girlfriend Maria Marino dragged me out there. And I also went to a lock and key party. You know what that is?
Yeah. Oh, I know what a lock and key party is.
No, not like that. Not like that. It was like you walk into the party and you have a lock and you have to walk up to everybody. The guy or the girl has the key and you have to try and figure out.
I've seen it.
I've seen it. Hi, can I try my key in your lock? Anyway, so anyway, I've been to a speed dating party, one with my friend Maria Marino. You literally get like 2 minutes. There's a clock, there's a timer, you ask a series of questions. So I feel like what this is an introduction, a speed date, and then they go on the virtual date. So you're on the speed date with them, and that's why it's live and it's quick and it's happening. It was fun. It was fun.
All right. Well, listen, I think the show's picking up steam. I saw the girl who was on because I saw the tweet you put out. What Sarah was her name with the
Sarah,
glasses?
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
wasn't she?
she was good looking, had the librarian look, that whole thing going on. And it wasn't bad. Listen, we have, we're so cavalier about it now, Sue, because the show's gotten so big. We have this young lady on coming up, Joan
Joan
London.
London.
She was one of the first hosts of Good Morning America for
Yeah.
many, many years. She's seen it. She's done it all. She's got this fantastic book. And, before Joan and after Joan, the guy everybody's clamoring for is this fella right here, Suki.
Woo,
The great
Phil!
Phil Paz.
How you doing?
Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Phil, how are you,
Can you hear
pal?
me?
Oh, I can hear you, bud. You hear us? Phil, you hear me?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
we
Phil,
hear
do you
you.
hear me,
Okay,
Phil?
Sweet.
Hear you,
Yeah,
Phil.
got y'all too.
Oh, nice. Phil, what's cooking, baby? You got women
for some
throwing.
reason, I can't hear Scott.
You can't hear Scott? Okay.
No.
Scotty, he can't hear you, but he hears me.
You can't hear me.
Why that's happening.
What?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Suki?
I can hear you, but this is what happens when somebody enters a room from time to time that they
Phil,
can't.
tell Phil
Phil,
to log out
Yes.
and come
do
back.
me a favor. Log
Okay.
back out and then log back in.
Will do right
And
now.
it'll fix the audio.
He's got to hear me, Suki. I got the controls.
Anyway, so I want to thank everybody for watching Find Love Live because that was fantastic. I think we hit it out of the park for a second week. The show's organic. I think it's got to catch steam. People got to figure out what it's all about. And also, the fine folks at TLC are also tinkering with it to kind of get with what they need to do,
Right. Yeah.
Phil, wow, Tracy and
From
Gaynor
England, baby. All the way from
Wow.
England.
Tracy and Gaynor from England. We love you.
Yes,
Aw.
indeed. So people want to know if the weatherman is on tonight. I believe he is with a forecast for the Memorial Day weekend. The weatherman will be here. I know Joan London's coming up in just a few minutes. She's in our green room sipping mojitos and green tea.
I think
But
she's
first-
sipping green tea, right?
Yeah, it must be green tea. Hold on. Let me get to Phil. Phil, can you hear me now, pal?
Yeah, it's working.
There he is. Got us all. Phil, listen, all weekend long, I text Suki back and forth. I'm like, the women they're just, I don't know
Clamoring.
if they think our page is your page, but I'm fielding emails. Women, they want to date you. They want to just send you room keys like you're Tom Jones. They want to throw underwear up on the stage.
He is like Tom Jones. That is a good, yeah. Tom Jones. What's your pussycat?
Phil, is it true you're leaving your wife to do a competition to let one of these women date you finally, or no?
No, that's a vicious rumor, and I'm gonna have to dispel that right now.
Phil, how was your weekend? You ready for Memorial Day? And you know what? Let's get to the big news, the release on Apple.
Yeah. We got my first single, original song. It was released on iTunes. It's available on iTunes. It's called Crazy Love.
Nice.
So go into iTunes, search Philip Paz, Crazy Love, and I think you're going to be in for a treat. It's a good song.
Now, Suki, over the weekend, Phil said he was coming on the show, and he asked his followers, women literally from all over the world, because I see England, Spain, New Zealand, Kentucky, Mississippi, and Phil was asking what song they wanted him to sing. He got so much Elvis. Phil, listen, like I said, you're going to sing a tune. We're going to bring Joan London in. We're going to talk to Joan. And then after Joan is a wrap, I'm going to bring you back to finish us off. Is this like the Tonight Show? What Elvis song did you? Oh, there's Elvis in the building right there. Wow.
Stop it, Grandpa. Stop it.
I know lots of women's came in to see a cute guy, so here he is.
Oh my God. Keep him there really quickly. Hello. Look at his hair. He's so cute. I can't stand it. Look at his cheeks. Eric, come over here. Look at Phil's grandson. Look at him.
So you had to do it, didn't you, buddy? You had to bring in the grandson just to kill the women even more. I see what you're doing, pal.
I love his hair. Look at his hair. How old is he?
He is 9 months old.
Oh, what? Look at him. Oh, Grandpa. Oh.
He wants his mom.
That is he is so cute. I can't.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks.
Phil, which tune did you decide to sing first? The floor is yours, my friend. Start us off on this incredible show and do what you do best, my man.
Okay, I got a lot of requests for a lot of Elvis songs, but one of that I saw consistently was "Love Me Tender." So here we go.
Go ahead, my friend.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me dear. Tell me you are mine. I'll be yours through all the years, till the end of time. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always will.
Beautiful, Phil.
That was nice. Phil, listen, I don't know about the women around the world, but I got goosebumps, my friend.
Thank you.
We love you, pal. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you don't know who Phil Paz is, this man is former military, former SWAT sniper, just retired from the Oklahoma City Police Department, and he's just been knocking them dead, singing songs. Phil, usually you have the musical accompaniment, and every time you put up a tune, women, I would say probably 45, 50 and above, in our category,
Yeah.
they're swooning over you, my friend. Swooning.
And that's great. I appreciate them so much. Like I say, I don't understand the attraction, but my one thing is to, during my police and military career for 40 years, I just wanted to help people. And now in my entertainment career, I just want to make people happy. So basically, I think I'm still kind of helping people. So it's kind of a calling.
Yeah, it is. And I think you are helping people because, you know what, can I tell you, a lot of the oldies that you do, like with Scott and I were talking about it, like you don't hear a lot of young kids like thinking about the oldies. You don't turn it on. You really have to look for a lot of the doo-wop old songs. And the fact that you do it and you do it so effortlessly and you do it with your eyes and you look at us, I feel like you're singing to me, Phil. I'm hanging out here with my husband. I feel like you're singing to me. It's beautiful.
Well, it's like I've always said, I love everybody and I want them to think that I'm singing to them. I would love to give everybody a hug, but I can't do that. So
I know.
I'll just sing a song to everybody.
Suki,
and by the way,
I
have Joan London on. You have Joan London on tonight, and just wanted to say that my wife and I are big fans of hers. Have watched her at ABC News for many, many, many years. I think my wife even has one of her cookbooks that she's had for a few years. So big fans of Joan London. Love
Phil,
her.
she's on with us right now, buddy. Hi, Joan.
I was just going to say, Phil, SWAT, Special Forces, you don't think that's sexy? Come on.
I don't know, but I am getting into the spirit of Memorial Day. I've got my favorite shirt on.
I see that.
So,
Love it.
And we thank you for your service.
thank you.
Phil's he's like our orchestra leader, the Tonight Show. Everybody's got an orchestra guy. Phil's our guy. And, the women love him all around the world. And it's just, he's really become a worldwide phenomenon. He would have been a guy that you would have had on GMA many years ago. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. His videos go
Keep
viral.
it up. It's great.
Yeah.
Making people happy and keeping their stress level down. How could you ask for anything more?
That's my goal in life. I just want to see people smile.
Phil, we are going to, I'm going to keep you in the green room, and I'll bring you back around 7:40-ish or so. And I got to put you to work a little more, right, bud? Because these people are just clamoring for you.
Sounds good. Nice talking to you, Joan.
All right. Bye-bye.
Love you, my friend. Joan London, how are you, young lady?
I am terrific, actually.
Wait, Joan, let me freak you out like you wrote in the book for a second. Joan, how did a senior citizen like you get on this program?
So I was thinking, how do I open this book on aging? So I opened it with this scene that I had done a series for the Today Show, because I do stories for them these days. And I had done this a series that I was passionate about, the power of friendship, especially as you're aging. And they had me do a little bit of PR. And when the guy, you knew the guy was young as soon as he answered the phone. I forget whether it was the Hollywood Reporter or Variety. And I was waiting for the first question, all about this great series. And his first question was, so Miss London, what's it going to be like going back to morning television as a senior citizen?
Ouch!
I almost fell off my chair. And I mean, okay, fine. Technically, I am. But I had never actually thought of myself as a senior citizen, and I'd never been called a senior citizen. And it was kind of startling. And when I hung up, it made me think about how we're so married to this age thing in this country. And this young guy, I had to stop and think about it. Like, this young guy was probably, I don't know, 28, 32, whatever he was, strictly by that number, thought of me as a senior citizen. And, I think if you took 5 women and they were all totally different, a marathon runner, a triathlete, and, in between, and somebody who was just kicking back, totally retired, and they were totally different. Mm-hmm. But how would our country, how would our society label and talk about those ladies?
Yeah.
That 65-year-old woman.
Yeah.
It's the worst descriptive adjective you could use.
But it's the first thing we use. It's the first journalistic tool that we use. It's like we're so attached to put the age, then their name, then the sex. Yeah. It's like this formulata description of who we are, as opposed to really who we are. And that's what this book kind of delves into, that conversation of who we are as a community and how to really start the conversation. I was reading this book, and, my parents are older too. And I really worry about capturing my full family story. So in chapter 4, you lay out this incredible guideline to start asking your parents and your family, and start documenting all of those stories, the simple stories, the story of
while they can still give you answers.
Yeah, while they can still.
You never know when that's going to slow down, that ability. Oh, absolutely. I went back. My dad was a doctor, but he was also an avid pilot, and he was speaking at a cancer conference, and on the way home crashed and was killed in our family's plane. I was only about 13. He was only 51.
Wow.
And I'd never known him as an adult.
Wow.
And I wanted to know more about him. So I made appointments with all these doctors who were his colleagues and some nurses who had worked with him at the hospital. And I went back to my hometown of Sacramento. I set up, the camera, and I interviewed all of them. And some of them had been like personal friends, not just colleagues. They had, flown to Mexico with him to go deep sea diving. And they all told me about my dad as a real person. And those tapes, I got to tell you, I mean, they are maybe some of the most precious possessions that I have.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And Joan, listen, a lot of fun. By the way, I love when Suki uses the word formulata. I make her get that into at least one show.
It's true, though. It's true. We are so guilty as journalists, and we continue to perpetuate that in defining somebody as an open line to do something. It's like something that's been in the book of journalism. It's in your AP book. This is how the Associated Press writes. So this is how you're going to write. And so.
But may I point out that formulata, where you put the name right before the person's age, is always done for females. Mm-hmm. You can have an article that it'll talk about the guy and the girl.
Yes.
The guy will just have his name, but the girl's name will be prefaced by her age.
Yeah. And Joan, I'll tell you, a lot of people are writing in here. I'll put it right up on the screen. You know, a lot of folks just loving you. They're still, Joan is beautiful still.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody, you know, everybody used to love watching. One person wrote, it already went up on the screen. They wanted to know if you still keep in touch with any of your former coworkers from the old GMA.
I do what you guys do. I go live every day on Facebook at 1 o'clock, Monday through Friday, not the weekends. Just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah, us too.
I had Charlie Gibson on the other day.
Amazing.
Oh my God, he's such a great guy. I just, you know, I had such a wonderful work experience. I was with Good Morning America for 20 years. About half of it, I was with David Hartman and then Charlie Gibson. And, you know, I got to tell you a story. Charlie came in on I don't even think it was his first day. He was just moving stuff into his office. And he came into my office and he closed the door behind him and he said, I have an offer. He said, I know that you really were my big, big cheerleader here. I know that. So I want to say, let's work 50-50. Let's show America that a man and a woman can work equally and be friends. And I'll never try to steal a story of yours. I said, you know, I'll take that deal. And he never let me down.
Wow. And that's a lot to be said in that time period, at that time when you were at the top of your game. And still are at the top of your game, but you owned the mornings, Joan London. You were synonymous with America, Good Morning America, and the mornings. And for Charlie Gibson to have a heart of gold like that and say, you know what, I respect everything that you achieved. I am not going to take anything away from you. In fact, I'm willing to sit next to you as a partner in this relationship and this friendship, and we're going to show America what to do and do it in the right way. I think that's amazing.
We were almost like kind of brother and sister. We had a kind of almost like a familial relationship. If he one morning had a brown sock and a blue sock on, I'd say, Scott over there on the camera, take a shot at Charlie's feet. And I'd point it out. And he used to say that we were like an old married couple. We could finish each other's sentences, but we just didn't have sex.
That's it. And Joan, that's the way Suki and I were on the morning show here in New York. Except you know, in this day and age, Suki used to get dirty videos from men on Instagram in the morning that I would have to answer. But Joan, you know what's funny? My brother, when you were on GMA, my brother, when he was, I mean, he's 4 years older than me, so he was about 20, 21 at the time, 22, just out of college, Center for Media Arts. One of his first jobs was he used to work on the set with you guys.
Really?
GMA, yeah. His name was Dave Stanford. I don't know if you remember any of the technical people, but it was funny because he used to take pictures back in the day and get them developed. And I remember there were shots of him miking up like Jacqueline Smith.
Oh yeah,
Suzanne Summers. And I think as a kid, he had us come watch the show one day.
Oh, he was doing audio.
Yeah. I think he was doing audio.
Okay, yeah, sure. We all get together. First of all, I remember one morning, Dolly Parton came in. She read it in. She has like a waist. She must have had some ribs removed or something. I swear to God, it's like this big. And she said, "Which one of you lucky guys is going to get to mic me?"
It might have been him. It might have been him at the time.
But you know, we all get together. Not the present day, but the people who worked at Good Morning America between about 1978 and 1998. It was such a cohesive group. I mean, we were all in the early morning canoe together. Mm-hmm. So there's something to be said for that. But we traveled the world together. We were on planes and buses and trains together all the time. Mm. And we were so close. And I think that's why the show is so successful. It emanated. It was friendship and everybody had each other's back. And we get together every single year around December 10th to December 15th. There's one person that's in charge. He picks the date, same place, same hotel, same bar, about 150 of us. And that really says something, that a group of people who work together in the media would still be getting together 20 years later. It's crazy.
Can we
Joni, You got the.
I was going to get into the
Yeah,
book.
Sook, I was going to do that too.
Okay.
Look.
Look at you,
I got
Roberta.
what? Joan, get the
Do
book.
a shameless book plug.
Nice. Joan, one of my favorite titles, one of my favorite titles is Chapter 7. Why can't I lose weight like I lose my keys, my phone, and my sex drive? I love that.
You know, I decided I wanted to write this because every woman, when she starts experiencing things, thinks, oh my God, it started. I'm not as appealing. I'm not as sexy. I'm not as this. I'm not as that. And it's a bad path to go down. Because the fact is that if we just talked about all this stuff and it was just out there, I mean, we overshare all the time on social media.
Totally.
Why should these subjects be taboo? And I said, I'm talking about it all. The hot flashes, the expanding waistline, the leaky bladders, you know, painfulness during sexual intercourse. And my husband is like, really? And I would talk about some of the stories I was doing. And I said, you know, I'm not going to call the chapter leaky bladder or urinary incontinence. I'm going to call it, sometimes I laugh so hard, tears roll down my leg. So I did. Now, my favorite chapter title, Scott, is at the end of the book.
Go ahead.
I want to be cremated. It's my last chance for a smoking hot body.
There it is.
It's so funny.
There it is. Page 307, right there.
But you know, if you're going to talk about things that are annoying and embarrassing, but worrisome, you got to do it with humor. But you know, I worked with this editor who was like very prim and proper because she was there to tell you if you said a sentence, you have wrong sentence structure. But when she fixed it, I'd say, but you took the joke away. You took the humor away. Then I also worked with this comedian who wrote for Joan Rivers for years. And I felt like I had the angel and the devil, one on each shoulder. And sometimes I'd talk to the comedian. I'd say, I'm going to do this and this. And she'd give me one more line. And then Hope, of course, the good one's name was Hope. And Hope would say, you can't say that, you're Joan London. And if you read the book, you'll decide who won most of the time.
I can see that.
I told stories because nobody likes somebody because of their perfections. No. They like you because of how you deal with your imperfections.
Right, and your quirks, sure.
That's how you relate to people. And I wrote it totally conversational.
And you wrote the book. I mean, you literally have written the book on that and lived your life in that exact frame of mind. And that's why people find you, to this point, completely relatable, lovable, and want to continue the journey with you. I mean, chapter 18, I love it because there's so many things like happy people. Be happy. It drives people crazy. My father says that to me all the time. He's like, be happy. That is like the best medicine for people.
And the best revenge. The best revenge, right?
Absolutely. When I would bicker with somebody when I was a little girl and I'd go to my mom and she'd say, go back and kill them with kindness. Yeah. Nothing will irritate them more.
Kill them with Joan, it's funny. I was on a show earlier today, similar to this, and we were talking about how athletes will get into Twitter wars with people who piss them off, okay? And I said, because I do sports and other things, and I once in a while will get derogatory tweets. People, 1 out of 10 people will say I'm a moron. You got this wrong. You're an idiot. Blah 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 blah. And I'll always take that one tweet and I will retweet it so all of my people can see it. And what I'll do is I'll retweet a comment and I'll say, "Hey mom, I told you not to drink during the day. You get crazy." You know what I mean? And once you basically diffuse that person with either a joke or something, something funny, they can no longer come back at you at anything else, but, which is what usually happens, oh my God, I didn't think you respond. I really enjoy your work.
That's what they say. And you know what? I mean, if somebody says, I have a very friendly, huge group of people that I don't really know. They're my BFFs, like you guys. And if somebody says something derogatory, then there'll be about 10 or 20 of them will jump down that person's throat. I don't have to say a word. I have 3 girls that are in their 30s,
30s,
and one of them has run my company for a long, long time. And she always says, Mom, don't engage. You might feel like it, but don't engage.
Yeah.
And then I have, Suki, I've got 4 teenagers in the house.
I know you do. You're twins too.
Twins, 15 years old
Oh.
and almost 17, in a few days, 17. They're the ones that think I'm a moron.
It's good because I have a 10 and a 6-year-old that are right there. My daughter sometimes looks at me and gives me so much sass. And I'm like, gosh, I would never have done that to my mother. I would have never, ever had an eye roll.
The eye rolls they don't even have to say anything. It's just the look.
And with the fluttering lashes, you get the eye roll with the lashes.
So, Joe, you really, really ask people to delve in and ask questions, deep questions. Like even just the title of the book is right here. Why did I come into this room? Why did I come into this room? And
we all ask it constantly.
Yeah, constantly.
But Suki, I give them a lot of other questions to ask, like serious questions about if you had to wear a nameplate and it was going to have an adjective on it that described you. Would you be the interrupter, the social climber? Would you be kind, what would you be? And I mean, these are great exercises to go through. I think that one's it's either in my chapter on friendship, which is called Friends Are Therapists You Can Drink With.
They are therapists. They are your girlfriends. And you know what's strong being the new skinny? I mean, till we're old and 90 years old, we're still not happy with the body that God gave us, the body that God blesses us, that every day performs for us at the highest level. We're always continuing to seek perfection and not be grateful for your health and the ability to get up every day. And it goes through the paces with you every day. I mean, I also think that the first chapter kind of starts the conversation, and a real big conversation. The first chapter is, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are?
22.
Okay, because everyone has an age in their head. When you think of yourself, you are going to think. So, Suki, how old are you in your head?
Right away, I would be 28. Wow.
Okay, I'm 45. Somehow I got off the age train at 45, and I don't care what age I become. I look in the mirror and I see 45.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel good. That I think that's the problem with age, because you start saying, is this skirt too short for my age? Can I still wear ripped jeans for my age?
Yeah.
And it's a crappy disclaimer.
Yeah.
It's, why can't you just, kind of own your age? To me, if you would have asked me when I was 30, what's that? What is it? I would have said being skinny.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying now it's being a person who honors my body, somebody who's vivacious, somebody who is able to manage their stress, somebody who is resilient in the face of adversity, somebody who, who brings joy and fun into a room when you enter a room. To me, that's what you want to be.
Yeah. And Joan,
I think women necessarily, for me, it's either 20, 28 or 35. If I really think about it, I'm 48 right now. So 35 felt like everything was sort of clicking. I was coming into my own spirit. I was figuring out who I was. 28, I had just come into New York. I was, becoming a reporter, had all these high expectations for myself, kind of setting the table for what I wanted to do. But I think like 35, it kind of ended right there. And you know what? I never honored my process. Somebody said something to me yesterday, like, I had done something for TLC last night, and a friend of mine called me from LA, and I'm driving. It's 1:00 our time, and it's 1 a.m. and I'm driving home. I'm on the hutch, and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm thinking about every critique, everything that I did wrong, as opposed to
we do that.
Did I hit the marks? Did I hit the marks? Did I deliver? Did I do the best that I could? And was I completely engaged in their story and in that moment? And my friend had to correct me and say, you know what, you did you need to celebrate this. You need to celebrate this moment. let's just talk about how great you did, and let's stop everything else.
Isn't that what friends are for, though? Friends to me are people who will tell you what you need to hear and not just what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of those, and it's good. Like, they keep your head on straight.
Joan, yeah, I keep Suki grounded. I tell her what she needs to hear. I tell her the truth. But it's funny, Joan, I am just like you, because when I turned 50, I'm 53 now, I started getting those AARP cards and all that crap. And I was like, nope, not yet. Not yet. And I even get that magazine that you get, that AARP magazine.
Well, now it's over 50. It used to be in the beginning over 65, then they get over 60. Now it's over 50. Crazy. And I say in the book, like, not only do I trash it, but I push it way down to the bottom because I don't want anybody else to see it, including me. I don't want me to see it. I don't want. Now, by the way, AARP is great. I had a big meeting with them one time about 5 years ago, and they said they like my opinion. I said, "You really want my real opinion?"
Yeah.
I said, "I can't trash anything you send me fast enough because to me, you represent the end of the game." Retired, not relevant anymore. I'm not going to do anything anymore. Who wants to join that club? Not me. I said, you have to like totally rebrand yourself. And you know what? The next year they did. They
rebranded it up.
Yeah.
Joan,
so I told them what they needed to hear.
Where could people get a hold of this amazing book, which I'm actually still reading? And I don't read a lot of books, but I found this to be a very easy, fun read.
And we want all of you men to understand us better.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand.
You can get this on every single platform. Any book platform, Amazon. I know they have autographed books at simonandschuster.com and joanlondonbook.com.
Also, it's divided into, 3 parts, everybody. Joan really kind of dissects the conversation. So it's really something that you can even journal with.
Mind, body, soul.
I really think, like if you do I've started a gratitude journal because I think it's like a practice that
it's really a good thing.
Needed to get into for myself. And this book was something that I could ask the questions that you ask, where like, oh, okay, yeah, I should begin this conversation with myself. But your part 3 is all about the soul, that soul connection. And I think we need to always do that first, which we are not taught at a young age. I don't know why.
I think that's only just kind of come of age. We all of America jumped on the bandwagon of, exercising, and they're kind of like, in that groove of eating healthier, but looking inside.
Yeah.
That's still just kind of coming of age. I have a whole chapter on stress, and I decided to call it, will it really matter in 5 years?
Yeah, will it matter 5 years?
Nothing matters.
Yeah, will it matter?
Almost anything that happens to you, just will it matter in 5 years? Because if it won't, then let go of it.
And how do you learn forgiveness out of curiosity? Because as someone who has been through her ups and downs and who has had to sort of address it publicly under the microscope, how were you able to foster forgiveness, others first, and then forgive yourself? I think that's something that women don't do enough of in order to move on. We really kind of sit there and overthink it. Like Scotty would be like, Suki, you're over it. What's wrong with you? You're thinking it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's a girl thing, Suki.
Yeah.
I was interviewing the other day for Women's Day, a group of women, and one of the women was in the military, and she said, there can be a lineup and they can be screaming at us. And I'll be like dying. Oh my God, I think I did do that. I probably won't do that again. And the other guy, and all the guys were like, okay. And they all walked away. It didn't bother them at all. I mean, but I think that I didn't just come into the ability to not react to things.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about non-reactive behavior, and this forgive and forget. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of reading books, getting really into it, and reading and having stopping and pondering. I have a couple of books I've read twice, like Wherever You Go, There You Are by John Kabat-Zinn, or Stand Like Mountain, Flow Like Water by Brian Luke Seward. And these books, basically, I mean, wherever you go, there you are. It's all about the fact that we have these glasses on, and the glasses are everything we've ever heard, everything we've ever thought, every prejudice we have, every bias we have. And when the three of us can all go into the same room, but we might all see it differently. Because wherever we go, there we are, and that's how we see it.
Yeah.
But when you start understanding that, and that happiness is a choice. It's not something outside that happens to you. It's a choice to be happy. And when you start pondering some of these, some of these concepts to me are so powerful. And in every book I've written since then, including this one, I write about it. And by the way, I give those guys credit in all of the books.
Joan, do you have a few minutes to stick around for our orchestra leader, another song? Yeah,
Sure. I'll kick back and listen.
Yeah, hold on. I know that the women around the world are clamoring once again. Let me bring Phil back in. Phil, how are you, pal?
I'm doing good. I had some problems with my cell phone, so I switched to my wife's iPad.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think it's gonna work.
Phil, is it true you and your wife are splitting up so you can date one of the women on our show? Is that
you really mix it up, don't you?
Is that true?
No. That's a vicious rumor. And
no, listen, your wife is the best. It's so funny because a lot of the women who write in, they love your wife too. Carla, right? Carla's her name.
Carla.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen,
You got to get Carla, okay?
Yeah, get Carla this book.
Yeah,
Joan
like I
fan,
say, I know she's got one of her cookbooks from a few years back, so we're gonna have to get this one too.
This is the funniest book I've written.
It really is. It is very, very clever.
well.
I mean, it's really.
Whenever I said, should I say that? And I thought,
Yes.
what the heck, at this point in life, just go ahead and say it.
No, I'm glad you said it because you know what? It's kind of where we are. It's kind of what we're talking about. So yes, I like the honesty. I like the honesty at all.
Phil, I'm going to put you up full screen, my man, and it is time for you to get back to work, bud.
Okay.
What's the other? What was there? Was there another tune that a lot of people wrote that they wanted to hear?
Yeah, and I've been getting some messages about Marvin Gaye.
Oh,
nice. All right.
Thought I would knock out a little Marvin Gaye for you.
There you go, my friend. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I think you'll recognize this song. Most people do.
Go ahead.
So I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby, come on. Oh, come on. Let's get it on. Yeah, baby. Let's get it on. Let's love, baby. Let's get it on, sugar. Let's get it on. Let's love, baby. You know we're all sensitive people with so much to give. Understand me, baby. Since we got to be here, let's live. I love you. Now there's nothing wrong with me loving you. Baby, no, no, no. And giving yourself to me can never be wrong, baby. If the love is true, oh, let's get it on and on and on.
Joan, did you feel that the hair?
I love it. I love it.
Good stuff, Phil, man. You sound great. Joan, we thank you so much for coming on and taking some time because you have such a fantastic career and still lots more to do. I don't care what age you are. I agree with all these women. You still look like you look like you did back on GMA. So it doesn't even matter.
Thank you.
Can I just read one little thing for all of our viewers right now? Joan writes this on 324, and I think it kind of encapsulates what this book is about. It's never too late to take control of your legacy. It's never too late to start building the lasting reputation for which you'd like to be remembered. It's never too late for us to begin changing our ways and our behaviors so that we influence the world that will be used to describe the words that will be used to describe us in our eulogy. And then she said, life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. And then she quotes George Bernard Shaw, and it goes on and on. I mean, it's just, there are so many nuggets about listening, and there's so many nuggets about connecting. And with everything that's happening in the pandemic today, I feel like these words resonate even more to the heart and the soul, because so many of us are, are touched by what's happening in the world today. So really, it's an important conversation to have with your loved ones, with your parents, with yourself. What is the legacy you're going to leave behind? And you know what? Leave the past as the past, and it's never too late to redefine who you want to be.
Oh, yeah. And believe me, after this pandemic, there's going to be a lot of people redefining themselves.
Yeah.
And if we're living longer and longer, I think, it used to be women who would leave the work world to have a family, and then they have to redefine themselves. But I think it's going to be the name of the game as we move forward.
Love it.
Joan, thank you so much. Will you come back again soon?
Absolutely. This is fun.
Thank you very much. Good. And good. Your show is on Facebook Live, 1 o'clock Monday through Friday, right?
Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time.
Eastern time. Okay, great. I mean, listen, our audience is really your audience. So
yeah, I'm sure it is.
Everybody go over there, watch Joan, 1 o'clock every Monday through Friday. And of course, back here at 7 o'clock every Monday through Friday.
Say hello to your daughters for us, okay?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I will.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Joan. We love you. Thank you so
We
much.
love you. Thank you for taking time with us.
Bye.
Oh, she is the best.
So great, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
awesome.
Suki, just as you talk about a legend in the industry, Joan she's a legend.
I had the chance of anchoring next to her. She came on the morning show and she anchored the last hour of the 9 o'clock hour with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had.
This was on Pix.
This was on Pix 11. Yeah,
wow.
She came on, and it was just, when I tell you, you're like in your mind, you're like, I'm sitting next to Joan.
Yeah, don't screw up. Don't screw up.
That's kind of how I felt when Joan London is on the show and I'm on the same screen with her and I'm singing a song.
Phil, I thought you felt that way when you're on the screen with us every week.
Well, yeah, it's
not the same. He didn't grow up watching us.
That's
if Phil lived in New York City, he'd be like, yeah, I know these two. I know these two.
Suki, I'm sorry. How many Emmys between us?
I think 14.
Phil, 14 friggin' Emmys. Can you imagine?
Great. I can't live up to that.
Phil, man, listen. So you got the new single out, right? What's it called?
It's called Crazy Love.
Crazy Love, and it's on iTunes. And I know a lot of folks have already purchased it, and they're loving the tune. Can you do any of it a cappella, or you don't? Could you?
No, I can sing. I can sing some.
Yeah, let me hear. Let's hear a little bit.
Okay. I want to hold you in my arms and feel you close to me. I want to stay with you tonight, baby, and be your fantasy. Girl, I need your love. I need it like I need to breathe. But you don't want to do none of that, baby. All you want to do is give me crazy love, crazy love. All you want to do is give me crazy love, crazy love, crazy love. All you want to do is give me crazy love.
Nice.
Go to iTunes, Philip Paz, Crazy
iTunes.
Love. Check it out. My band guy, who's actually my son, he does all my
I was gonna say
music.
it's your son.
Yeah, he did. He's a genius, and it sounds really, really awesome. You guys go check it out.
Absolutely, man. When are you going to make a video of that thing? That's what you need. You need a video.
Well,
funny you should say that, Scotty.
Funny you should say that. But that's in the works, and as soon as I get that up, I'll let you guys know.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, I need, I'll get clobbered. Suki and I'll get clobbered if we don't at least get one more golden oldie out of you before we head off tonight. Oh, by the way, We still do have the weatherman with his forecast from the beach.
Oh, yeah. Has Phil seen the weatherman?
Phil's seen the weatherman.
Yes, I have. One of my favorite parts of the show.
By the way, I think on tonight's weatherman segment, he knew Phil was coming on. He actually impersonates Phil a little. Yes, and he sounds just like him. It's unbelievable.
All right, we got to see that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But all right, Phil, again, I'm going to put you back up. What's another one of the? I saw a ton of Elvis. But what I know you got so many requests to sing here on this Monday night. What was one of the other ones you decided upon?
Well, here's one that I get a lot of requests for, and you'll recognize it if you're a Top Gun fan. You'll recognize it.
Okay.
Oh, baby. I think I know. Go ahead.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips. And there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. Oh, you're trying hard not to show it, baby. But baby, I know it. You lost that love and feeling. Whoa, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa.
Done.
Dun, dun, dun.
Baby.
Baby, I get down on my knees for you. Get down on my knees.
Yeah, I can't. Hey, I know Tom Cruise is doing another Top Gun movie. I can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah.
That was supposed to come out sooner rather than later, but I think they put it off because they can't. Production is on hold. But
right,
that should be pretty cool. That's going to be a good movie.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Oh man! All right, Phil. Listen,
a lot of women want to know about the facial hair. Some people were asking.
Yeah, where's the beard? Where's the beard, Phil?
Well, yeah, I mean, I grew that out to get some tough guy headshots made. I got those made, and my wife's kind of like, "Hey, can you get rid of that now? Because you're not the tough guy around here."
Yeah, I got a little working right now, Phil.
Yeah, I got about 3 or 4 days myself.
Awesome.
So Phil, you know what? Stick around. Don't move. And we'll take a little check on the beach and hear from the weatherman while you're here, right?
Yeah, it is an ode to Phil, really.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
Here we go. Going out to the beach.
It's Weatherman. That's me, David G. Still COVID-free, living the quarantine dream here on the banks of the Atlantic. Guys, with my prediction of beautiful weather for this Memorial Day weekend and the governors deciding to open up the beaches, a lot of you are wondering, is it safe to return to the sand? Let me reassure you that our local officials are doing everything they can to keep our beaches safe. Why, just this morning, the local Lysol copter was out disinfecting miles upon miles of beaches. But many of you have other reasons why you won't be seen at the disinfected beaches this Memorial Day weekend. No, it's not the virus or the killer bees or even the fear of the great white shark. Well, let's face it, it's the shelter-in-place pounds we put on over the last few months we fear the most. In fact, let's take a look at a picture of David G and COVID G. So to do my part during this crisis, I've decided to do a new segment called Workout with Weatherman. Now, most of you might not know this, but a lot of the snacks you've stocked up on during this pandemic can be used as exercise equipment. Don't be nervous. I'm going to start you off with some light weights. See this golden brown Twinkie with the cream filling? You don't eat it. You curl it. With the help of my beautiful assistant that the genie had sent me, we will now demonstrate the Twinkie curl. Wonderful form, her arms in perfect symmetry. Now I'm sure most of you have some leftover moose pork sitting in the fridge. You don't eat it, you squat it. Work the beautiful positioning of the moose to the knees. Perfect squats. Now, I don't want to overload you, but you want to tune in Wednesday when we show you how to do the Pop-Tart press and 5 ways to use that half-gallon of ice cream in your freezer. Okay, let's talk about the weather for this week. After a beautiful weekend, today had some clouds, 71. Tuesday, cloudy, 65. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 61. Thursday, mostly cloudy, 64. Friday, definitely cloudy with a chance of rain. Suki and Scotty, if you don't mind, I'd like to sing myself out with this classic by tonight's guest, the great Phil Paz. Phil, if you're still watching, I hope I do you some justice.
Okay.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend.
Man.
I'll help you carry on. It won't be long till I'm gonna meet somebody to lean on. This is David G, still COVID-free, living the quarantine dream, saying, see you Wednesday, everybody!
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing how
That
David G
oh, wait.
sounds just like Phil?
You know that that brought a
was
tear to
funny.
my eye. That brought a tear to my eye.
Philly sounded just like you.
He did. That was amazing. You've had some good impressionists on here before, but that was probably one of the best.
Yeah,
I've ever
he was right on.
I like the Mushu squats, by the way. That's
Oh,
I didn't
Suki.
think about that. The Mushu squat.
Right, because it always sits in your fridge. No one ever eats it for the
Who eats
leftovers.
the Mushu after a while? You might as well use it for a squat.
It's true.
The Mushu squats. That's a good one. Coming to gyms everywhere. Phil, how you feel like doing one more before we sign off?
Yeah, I'll sing it out. Yeah,
Do it,
sure
baby.
will.
What do you like?
Sook,
Sook, any requests?
It's how we always
Like,
sing it out, right? That's the one that we always sing together.
You guys like John Legend, or you want to do something else, or
Legend. The only one I really know from Legend is what would I do without your heart, loving me in and moving me out. Got my head spinning.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. You've got my head spinning. No kidding, I can't pin you down. What's going on in that beautiful mind? I'm on your magical mystery ride, and I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be all right. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind, 'cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning, 'cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Oh, yay.
Oh, nice. That's a tough one to do, man. Very nice.
Yeah,
Really
it is.
tough.
It's kinda-
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
beautiful, Phil. I love your rendition. It was beautiful.
Well, Phil, you've done it again, my friend. You've said it all. You've sang it all. And
now the video's coming out for the
The women
iTunes
are just
song.
they love you. They love you.
I appreciate it. Like I said, I don't understand the attraction, but I'm glad they do. I just want to entertain people and
Listen,
keep
Joan
listening.
London saw the attraction. She got it. She got it.
I got to tell you, I think I'm weirdly attracted to Joan London
I
right
think
now.
you are. I kind of felt that energy. You were like, Joan, you haven't changed a bit since you were on TV.
Yeah, I was hoping to get like that Mary Lou Henner vibe going, Sue, but
Mary Lou was like really feeling you that night. She was
yeah, wow, we got to get her back on. Phil, you heard that, right? Mary Lou
Yeah,
Henner had
yeah.
a crush on me.
Yep, I saw that.
I can't
Yeah,
believe it.
I can't blame her. I can't.
I
blame
gotta
her.
take the one and run with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And yeah, I thank you guys for having me, and especially along
Phil,
we
we're
love
here
you,
to Phil.
Legend
As this
Joan
show
London.
grows, I mean, we're gonna keep you with us all the way. I mean,
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm not kidding. You're our Doc Severinsen
Yeah.
right now. You're our guy.
I want to be.
Yeah,
I wanna
you're
be.
it.
Hey, Doc Severinsen, Ed McMahon, whichever.
listen, if
Whichever.
Scotty and I get a show, we're doing this. We're doing this, Phil.
Oh,
We're doing
Phil,
it.
Right.
listen. Suki and I get a show. You're gonna have to move to New York.
You and
you
your
know,
wife coming to
the
New York
studio.
City, Phil.
We may have to do that. We may have to do that.
Phil, listen, my friend, have a great Memorial Day weekend, even though this weekend's going to be the same as the last 10 weekend.
Listen,
Yeah.
we're all gonna have Monday off. You know that, right?
Yeah, we're all off on Monday.
Hey, I'm still enjoying my long weekend.
I
Long
like
weekend,
it.
yeah.
I like it.
Suki, does this show air on Monday, Memorial Day?
I don't know. We haven't discussed yet.
We might need a 3-dayer that
We need
weekend.
a 3-dayer.
Yeah. All right, Phil, we love you, pal. Thank you so much, my man.
Thank you
Great
guys.
so
Call me
Thank
anytime.
you.
Even
You're
on
the
Memorial
best,
Day.
buddy.
Go to iTunes, ladies. Check it out.
iTunes, Philip Paz, Crazy Love.
Got it. And
So
the
we talk to
videos
you
coming
soon,
too,
pal.
right?
All righty. Thank you.
Ah, we love him. Phil's the man.
Here's Joan London's book.
Joan London's book. Why did I come into this room? I'll tell you, Suki, you know what's funny? I'm not a big book reader. Like, I read papers and I read
Yeah.
things. But I started reading her book 2 days ago.
Liked it, right?
And I was like, I found myself, I kept going back to it because it was really good.
And it's also easy reading. I hate when, it's not,
Yeah.
it just doesn't resonate. You're like, oh, please. But this was really good.
Yeah, no, all good, babe. But that was good. Weatherman,
Great show. That was a great
Weatherman
show.
with a good impression of Phil. That was pretty cool.
I think Phil was like,
Wait a second.
I was watching Phil's face. I was like, Phil, he sounds like you, right?
It's so funny. I had lunch with the Weatherman this weekend. He's
How was he? How was
he's
he
got
doing, Weatherman?
got a lot of fun things in store.
I love that he's here with us. I mean, it's great. It's amazing. Listen, we got Nikki Blonsky on tomorrow, right?
Yes.
On Wednesday.
Yes, Nikki Blonsky's on tomorrow. She is the young lady. Her big movie was she was in
Hairspray.
Hairspray as what was the girl? I'm losing my mind.
Tracy Turnblatt.
Tracy Turnblatt, right. Good morning, Baltimore. So she's on tomorrow. We also have somebody else. I just booked somebody else for tomorrow, but I can't remember. John LaRocchi is coming on Wednesday. He's the fellow who runs Laughter Saves Lives, the comedy charity. John's going to come on with us for a little bit. And I know we have another band, 2 guys, 2 singers who are going to be on with us this week. But we're
I'm trying to get Cheryl Lee Ralph. That's who I was talking about.
oh, Cheryl Lee, yes. Now I know who you're talking
Everybody
about.
knows she's a famous actress, and
Right.
vocalist, because I keep hitting them. I'm like, I'm gonna do what you did with George Lopez until this guy comes on our show.
That's all you got to do. Cheryl Lee, I remember she was in Wicked when she came to see us, right?
She was in Wicked. You sang Wicked, and I sang Dreamgirls because she was in the original production of Dreamgirls.
That's right. That's right. And she actually had me and my family and I as guests at Wicked on Broadway, which was cool.
Yeah, she did.
All right, so we keep rolling, babe. Good show tonight. Wow, Joan London.
Rolling.
Phil, I mean, come on.
Rolling. I don't know the words, but
Rolling.
dirty.
I guess should we do a show on Memorial Day? No, right? That's a 3-day weekend.
I don't know. I feel like the people might want it, but I think like me and you kind of need some little time down.
We'll roll a repeat. I'll put together a best of. I'll I'll see if I can slap together a best of. I'll roll it on Monday.
A best of Phil pause, you know.
Yeah, best of Phil.
Best of Phil.
I think by now, if I put a montage together, we could get an hour of Phil in there. Right?
Yeah, I was thinking like we got to do Friday show. Do we do a Friday show? I don't know. Are people going to be away for the weekend? I don't know.
Where they going?
A lot of states are open now. Everybody's open for business. People are out and about. I mean, America is really open. And, you know, our fans are everywhere right now. So,
yeah. Oh, it's insane. Wow. It is insane. All right. I will. I'll see you tomorrow, babe. Have a great night.
All right, Scott, I owe you a phone conversation, but I'll talk to you tomorrow about it.
Okay. Wow.
Scott, I love you. Everybody go get Jones' book. Support, support, support.